Well, good morning and happy Thursday to you. Great start to the day. We've been talking about the change in the weather. If you're outside of St. Louis and maybe you're vacationing, let us know how it is, because if I had come to you last week, I would have said, oh my gosh, it's so hot. It's 89 degrees. It's humid. That's because I was in Cabo San Lucas. So if you take our show with you, and I hope that you do, let me know where you are. I love to find out just how far our reach is. If you're new to the show, good morning. Let me introduce myself. I'm your host, Monica Adams, the show, The Real Monica Adams Show. And I love it. Somebody asked me the other day, hey, Monica, why is it called The Real Monica Adams Show? Like, did somebody try to be fake version of you? And I was like, no, it's all about authenticity, right? We need more of that. It's also the fact that when we were putting the website together, there was somebody that had the name Monica Adams. Then there was somebody that had the URL, The Monica Adams. And I was like, come on, I'm the real Monica Adams. So if you don't know how that all came about, there you go, the short version of it all. I hope you're having a great start to the day. We are going to give you the forecast for our immediate St. Louis, Missouri, Illinois, Southern Illinois area. We're going to get into some news you can use. I promised you an update on the Queen, Dolly Parton, the Queen of country music. There was a little scare there because of her sister posting on social media saying that she was asking for prayers for her older sister, right? So it put all of us in a little frenzy of what the heck's going on. Well, I got an update for her, for you. I actually shared that on some of my pages yesterday, but if you missed it, there is a video that I'll show you from Dolly today. We've got the blues on tap tonight, our opener here in St. Louis. I also last night had a chance to see the opening of The Life of Pi at the fabulous Fox Theater. Have any of you ever seen that before? I had never seen the movie, so I knew nothing about it. I like going into shows sometimes with literally nothing to have a preconceived notion of, not going in thinking, oh, I hope it's as good as the movie, as good as the book, etc. Speaking of the book, Soul on Fire, based on this novel, based on the true life story of John O'Leary, officially tonight, this afternoon, actually. I know that everything you're seeing in the trailers talks about it opening tomorrow, but many of us already have tickets for the big premiere today. I'm going with my mom, my sister-in-law, my husband. We can't wait to see it at 4:00 this afternoon. And I promised John at some point I would put this on, the Soul on Fire. And what's really cool, he dropped off a media kit for us at the studios yesterday. And these are intention card decks. A lot of you that know the show, you know that I'm very big on starting the day with intention, ending the day with gratitude. Well, these cards he has are actually to give you intention for an entire month and to attack that month. So we're going to talk about that because really I want to ignite your passions today. As you'll see in the description, we're talking about igniting passion and facing our fears. I'm also going to give you a review of The Life of Pi that I saw last night. It's going to run here for a couple of weeks in St. Louis at the fabulous Fox. And I'll tell you about some other shows that are coming up. This is, I think, looking at the rundown of the shows that are going to be there, I think it's one of the best seasons that lineups that I have ever seen. So we'll talk about that coming up for you. Again, as I mentioned, the blues and then what's on tap for the National Day of Calendar. I want this to be a really interactive show today. So as you can feel, I've got the energy for you. If you're lacking it a little bit this morning, hopefully by the time the show is over, you will feel more ignited, more on fire, as John wants you to do. And I love this. John O'Leary keeps saying this whole movie project has never been about him specifically. Yes, we know it's based on his life, but it's all about igniting our souls and getting us on fire to live our best version of ourselves and to take you up a whole nother notch. So I hope you get ignited. I hope you get passion when you see the movie. I'm sure we're all going to cry together, but then you come out of it and it's all about what is the message that John wants us to see. So we've got a packed show for you. I'll talk with you throughout the show. I want to find out for you, like, where are you in your life right now? Do you need a little boost? Well, let's give it to you this morning. First of all, you see I've got a sweatshirt on, and I'll give a little shout out to Gabrielle, not Abby, but Gabrielle Stahlschmidt. This is actually her design of her own line of clothing. And I'm going to tell you about something's coming up soon for us and all of you that follow the Real Monica Adams brand and show. We've got some brand new merchandise we will be rolling out this year and into next year. I've been waiting for this. A lot of you have been waiting for it as well. I've heard you. I've listened. We have listened. And we're definitely going to put some of the things that you have asked for in our merchandise to be out there very soon. We'll be revamping our website and putting some new things up for you. on the merchandise as well. If you haven't checked our website in a while, please do so. It's therealmonicaadams.com, and that's where you can follow along the things that are going on. Good morning to everyone. Sean and Julie, Fabian and Purcell. Good morning to you. Kathleen, good morning. Stephanie, good morning. Good morning to Gabriel. He is out and moderating for you this morning. Let's see. Somebody said 43 degrees as I walked this morning. Holy cow, Linda. Yeah, so let's get right to that forecast. 73 sunshine. Oh my gosh, get out there. It's absolutely going to be beautiful today. In the 40s in some areas, in the low 50s in others. So as you're going to the Blues game tonight, as you can see, the Blues are on tap. I would tell you to bundle up, because when you come out of the Enterprise Center, it's going to be a cold one. 48 tonight, 76, partly sunny tomorrow, 56 for a low. We get into the weekend, 78. So gorgeous for you to be joining us at Defiance Ridge Vineyards for our big live broadcast on Saturday. We can't wait to see you. Let's pack Defiance Ridge. It's going to be a great time with Trixie Delight playing at 1 o'clock. Great food, great wine, and great camaraderie. Sunday, 82 degrees. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, those lows are not going to be as chilly as we get into next week. A slight chance of some rain on Monday, but our highs pretty much are going to be in the upper 70s, maybe low 80s. You can see that the lows also are coming back into the 60s. So that is nice to see, but definitely loving this forecast. Tell me, are you missing summer? That's what I would like to know. Are you missing summer already, or are you happy that fall is here? I'm ready for the sweatshirts. I'm ready for the sweaters. I am ready for boots. I love boot season. So from a fall standpoint, I love the fashion, love the football, love the bonfires, love Friday night football for high school. Again, all the fun things. Tell me if I'm missing anything as you get into fall. What do you love most? Okay. Yesterday, we talked about Dolly Parton. Today, I wanted to give you the update from Dolly. What the heck is going on with her? Well, here's the latest.
I want to say something. Well, today's October the 8th, and obviously I'm here doing some commercials for the Grand Ole Opry, which is why I'm dressed kind of like a country western girl. But before I got started, I wanted to say, I know lately everybody thinks that I am sicker than I am. Do I look sick to you? I'm working hard here. Anyway, I wanted to put everybody's mind at ease, those of you that seem to be real concerned, which I appreciate. And I appreciate your prayers, because I'm a person of faith. I can always use the prayers for anything and everything. But I want you to know that I'm okay. I've got some problems, as I mentioned, back when my husband Carl was very sick. That was for a long time. And then when he passed, I didn't take care of myself. So I let a lot of things go that I should have been taken care of. So anyway, when I got around to it, the doctor said, we need to take care of this. We need to take care of that. Nothing major, but I did have to cancel some things so I could be closer to home, closer to Vanderbilt, where I'm kind of having a few treatments here and there. But I wanted you to know that I'm not dying. Did you see that AI picture of Reba and me? Oh, Lordy. I mean, they had Reba at my deathbed, and we both look like we need to be buried. But I thought, oh, my Lord. But if I was really dying, I don't think Reba would be the one at my deathbed. She might come visit me earlier, but anyway, there are just a lot of rumors flying around. But I figured if you heard it from me, you'd know that I was okay. So anyhow, that's what I wanted to say. And I'm not ready to die yet. I don't think God is through with me, and I ain't done working.
All right, folks. So that was the update from Dolly Parton. If you didn't get a chance to see it, aren't we all so happy that she's doing great? She looks fabulous. She's 79, folks. So, she was talking about taking care of her husband while he was sick, and then when he had passed, and she had not taken care of herself. Boy, that is a great message for all of us, that don't lose yourself in the middle of being a caregiver. I spoke at a caregiver conference 2 years ago in Springfield, Illinois, and stressed that because, yes, I know that the hours are arduous, standing or sitting by the bedside bedside of someone who is very ill, whether it's a spouse, whether it's a parent, whether it's a child, but you can't lose yourself in the middle of all of that. So as she said, she went to the doctor and the doctor was like, you haven't been doing this, you haven't been doing that. Now, when she had to cancel some things, her residency, she'll do this in 2026. I know that there was talk about kidney stones, but obviously some other things. She called. I saw a post yesterday that said something about she's doing her 100,000-mile maintenance. So just some things, not plastic surgery, but some things that she has to go through. So Dolly, we love you. And I'm so happy to hear that everything is, for the most part, okay, right? And it was just a baby sister wanting to pray for her big sister. But it did definitely scare a lot of people. So that's the update. I promised to give you an update about Dolly. All right. Stephanie says, I love the fall. Linda says, I love this fall weather. I miss using the pool. Yesterday we talked about people getting swim spas and being able to continue their swimming throughout the cold weather months because you can adjust that temperature. And for people who actually have a heater on their pool, they're able to continue right now as well. I know, Stephanie, right? We love that, Dolly Parton. Rose said, I'm watching you today to get some positivity and smiles for the day. All right, that's what we're here for, Rose. We love you. Having a tough few days. I'm sorry to hear that, friend. And I always feel better after your shows. Well, that makes me thrilled. Stephanie says, I still can't believe it would have been my 26th wedding anniversary and the Blues are playing the Minnesota Wild. He's been gone almost 5 years. I am so sorry for that, but hopefully the Blues can pull out a win, but I think Stephanie might want a Minnesota win. Yeah, all of us, let's send prayers to Dolly. Let's send prayers to our friend Rose, because again, this show and this community has become massive. All of you tuning in every morning at 7 a.m., being there for each other is something that I absolutely love. Okay, I want to give you a little heads up here for those that are in our immediate area. Creve Coeur police are warning residents about coyote sightings. What? Yeah, this is a little nerve-wracking for some people, as some in the area of Creve Coeur have said, whoa, I think I saw a coyote. Yeah, the post said coyotes tend to avoid humans. They can be lured into neighborhoods because of easy ways to get food, of course. The department said residents should remove food sources from around their homes, and they suggest keeping trash secure. Don't put it outside until close to pickup, and to bring your pet food inside. The department also said bird feeders, they attract rodents, which often attract the coyotes. So they suggest scaring coyotes off if you see them near your house. Yelling, clapping, using an air horn, maybe spraying water, all can cause the coyotes to have a negative association with humans and avoid areas with them. The department said residents should keep a close eye on your pets. Keep them on a leash and make sure pets are not unsupervised or left outside for long periods of time, especially late at night or early in the morning. That's the thing that always makes me scared. Jim says it's okay to let the dogs go out, and he'll let Adelaide and Tessa kind of run around out there with them. It always scares me because you don't know what's out there in the dark. We came home from the Fox last night, obviously late at night. Tessa runs around. I just always think, even if there's a deer, that they're going to get spooked. But yeah, coyotes when you're out in rural areas. So just be careful. That is a warning again from the Creve Coeur police. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and make sure you're taking care of your pets. And speaking of pets, the first rhinos have arrived at the St. Louis Zoo, the Wild Care Park. 5 southern white rhinoceroses arrived at a brand new rhino barn at the 425-acre park in late September. It's the Wild Care Park that received this. They said this moment's been years in the making. So much care, so much planning going into building a world-class home for the rhinos from the ground up. Each of these guys, by the way, weighs between 400 and 5,300 pounds, and they range in age from 5 to 27 years old. 4 females in the herd, by the way: Amani, Nikita, Helena, and Future. Female Amani is the mother to female 5-year-old Future, the largest rhino of the group. And Newton, a 27-year-old male, came to Wild Care Park from Omaha from their Henry Dorley Zoo and Aquarium. The move of these 5 marks the first time in decades that the St. Louis Zoo will care for the white rhinos. And when the park opens to the public in 2027, the zoo will offer guided safari tours through the habitat with no barrier. I remember when we first talked about this when I was was in television. It seemed like it was going to be forever away, but a couple of years. For more information, by the way, on the Wild Care Park, you can visit stlzoo.org and then do /wildcare park. Okay. stlzoo.org/wildcare park. It's going to be super cool. And I love rhinos. Last night I told you I saw The Life of Pi. And how many of you saw that movie, by the way? I knew nothing about the movie. Obviously, I've seen the trailer and stuff here and there, but I really knew nothing about the main story. So it's at the Fabulous Fox Theater. It officially kicked off last night. I'll give you my review here in just a second, but I will tell you to bring the entire family, because if you know the movie The Life of Pi, you know that there is a big element of animals. The way they play out with the orangutan, with the hyena, with the huge Bengal tiger is fascinating. So to all of you behind the scenes, all of you that did the set design, all of you that did the special effects, kudos to you. It was absolutely incredible. So yeah, talking about pets here. Okay, do you have gold? Do you want to sell it? You should. Gold is hitting a record high, netting premium prices for gold jewelry. Obviously, the amount that you're going to get depends on whether it's made of 14 karat or 18 karat gold. But look at this. Gold prices topped $4,000 an ounce this week for the first time in history. The rise in price reflects unease about the U.S. economy, but many are taking advantage of the prices. So look at that. So again, maybe some of you have some of this at home and you're like, well, I don't really need it anymore. I've had it long enough, or I really need more money than I need the gold. So you might want to look into selling that. And again, as I said, depending on whether it's 14 karat, 18 karat, etc., depends on just how much you're going to get. But it is up. Have any of you, by the way, checked your portfolios? My brother runs a lot of my investments, and he sent a text the other day and said, hey, you just made some bang. And I'm like, oh, fantastic. So kudos to my brother, and thank you for taking care of your baby sister. But yeah, I usually say don't look at your portfolio because it's so up and down, but our economy from a stock market is doing fantastic. I hope your portfolio is doing well as well. But I looked from this time last year. Woo, some big changes that made me very happy. All right, this one does not. Let's say some prayers for anyone that's been affected by Joan Kennedy, the first wife of Senator Edward Kennedy. She has passed away. The former Joan Bennett, one of the last remaining members of a family generation that included President John F. Kennedy, was a model. She was classically trained as a pianist when she married Ted Kennedy in 1958. And again, she has passed away. She was 89 years old. Okay, I've been talking about the Blues for a while now. The Blues are in action, and they set their opening day roster ahead of this afternoon's opener. Again, as you saw Stephanie say, we are hosting the Minnesota Wild at Enterprise Center. The puck will drop at 7 p.m. If you want to see the 2025-2026 roster, I'm going to drop it for you right now in the comments. I want you to get familiar with the names of the Blues players so that when you go, that you can shout out to them and get excited for your favorite player. So again, it's the Blues and the Wild tonight, the opener for the St. Louis Blues at home. Super excited. We're not going to the game tonight, but I am going to the game with one of my best friends and her husband next Saturday. So if you didn't get it, she got a text or something from the Blues saying that they were selling tickets and removing all the fees. It's the fees that really get people frustrated, right? Tickets are expensive enough, and then you tack on all those fees. It's just absolutely nuts. All right, let's see. Good morning, Janet. Stephanie says, thanks. Hoping for the Blues win. My sister is the Wild fan. Okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure on that. Let's see who else. Yeah, feel free, by the way, dropping any comments in. Okay, tell me this. How many of you have your tickets for today or for tomorrow or into the weekend for this movie, Soul on Fire? It officially is in theaters this afternoon. I know a lot that you're going to see from the trailer, etc., talks about it opening up tomorrow, but it is officially going to be in theaters today. And hey, I'm going to wear this. I promised John that I would put this on. Soul on Fire. John, thank you so much for dropping this off, dropping off a ton of things. And I'm just going to give you this, the Intention card deck. These are 12 simple ideas that the real life John O'Leary has shared on how to live a more inspired life. And today we're going to talk about igniting the passions and erasing your fears. That's how you live with your soul on fire. We're going to select a card each month and consider how you can implement the intention in your day. Okay, so we're going to start with the very first one. And we'll do this besides our devotionals that we read, besides me still asking you to set an intentional word each day. We'll do this together. So, can you find purpose in your day that is bigger than just your routine tasks? Is it possibly that one of your purposes is to share kindness with all those you interact with each day? Okay, this was the perfect card for me to pick because those of you that follow the show on a regular basis know that I'm all about being kind. I tell you that you can be whatever you want to be in the world, dream big, but the greatest be we can be is being kind. So great first card. So, okay, so for the next month from October 9th through November 9th, can we level up one bit? Is it possible that one of your purposes is to share kindness with all those that you interact with? So at the end of the show, when I say, hey, you might meet some strangers today, but go out of your way, say something kind to them at a grocery store, when you're at the bank, you're at a gas station, you're at your kids' games, at your recital, wherever you are at work, you're meeting somebody new, a new employee. It doesn't matter. So there's so many levels of just show them kindness, right? Indifference kills, but purpose breathes life into others, into our work, into our relationships, and into our existence. That quote from the man himself, John O'Leary. John, I'm so excited. I'm so proud of you and thrilled to officially see the movie. Of course, tomorrow I will give you my review, and I'm sure it will be raved. I will probably have, if I can give it 6 stars, I'll probably give it 6 stars. So excited to see that. Also, for those of you that are big fans of George Clooney, Julia Roberts, Brad Pitt, and the Ocean movies, evidently Ocean 14 is happening. That's from George himself. A new sequel to Clooney's original Oceans trilogy could start filming as soon as 9 months from now. According to George, he teased an update, a sequel to the heist film. Gosh, can you believe it? It's been since 2001 when they kicked that off. A budget for the film's been approved and scheduled, and it's underway. And he's indicating the cast members Julia Roberts, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Don Cheadle would all be joining him again. And of course, George will be Danny Ocean. I'm a big fan of the movies. What about you? Okay, so I like to get to know who watches my show. Tell me if you are a fan of the Oceans trilogy. Do you have a favorite? So now, Oceans 14, I'm really thrilled about that one. Okay, so that's our entertainment news for the day. And then here's your National Day of. Today, it is National Pro-Life Cupcake Day, National Moldy Cheese Day. All right, stinky. And it's also Panda Awareness Day. I love that. Okay, let's talk about the life of Pi. I mentioned I went last night. Thank you, honey, for going with me. I know he had to get up super early, so he was pretty tired last night. But as you can see, it opened, and it actually opened on the 7th, and it goes through the 19th. But opening night for the media was last night. So if you haven't purchased your tickets yet, I am going to say 100% do not miss this at the Fabulous Fox Theater. I didn't see the movie. I am asking if you all saw the movie. So if you did, then you obviously know the story. I didn't know anything about it. I wanted to go into it with, again, not a lot of information background. Some people like to read books before they go to see movies or before they go to see a Broadway show. I like to have as little knowledge of what I'm getting ready to go see so that I am not going into it with any, like I said, preconceived notion of, oh, it's going to be this, or they're not playing this outright. It's going to be hard when I go to see The Notebook, which is on tap next month, because that is my and Jim's favorite movie. Absolutely love that movie. So it's going to be very interesting for the first time ever to see that play out on the theatrical stage. But The Life of Pi, I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars. Okay, let's give it, I almost want to give it 5. It is so, so good. The cast members, they could not have cast them better. The behind the scenes, the acting, the special effects. I will tell you this. So if you don't like, there's not a lot of burst of light, but it's loud because he's out on the boat and the water's coming in. If you don't know the movie, he's with his family. I don't want to give too much away because, see, like I said, I didn't know anything about it, but he's with his family and they have to leave. And then they're heading from India to go to Canada, and they get on this cargo ship. And then there's animals. There's not real animals on stage, but there's a time, kind of like if you go see The Lion King, if you've seen The Lion King, you know what I'm talking about, that the way it's played out, that at some point while you're watching, you get so immersed into it. If you're like me, that you forget that someone's actually behind there puppeteering it, right? Well, there's guys on stage, obviously with this, moving the animals around. The Bengal tiger, Robert Parker, is, I don't know. It's just absolutely fascinating to me. So there's a hyena. Let's see. There's orangutan. There's another animal. Is it a goat or a sheep? Anyway, how many of you have seen it? And did you see it with your kids? Because I think it's important to go with your children. Make it a big family thing. It might be the very first time that your kids ever get a chance to see their first theatrical, show. And you always think, which one should we take them to? I think that this would be a good one. By the way, I'm sorry, because you can see that I paused for a second. Richard Parker, not Robert Parker. Richard Parker, which again is the Bengal tiger. And why is it named Richard Parker? You got to go see it. So Richard Parker, the Bengal tiger, like I said, there's a ton of different sequences that I think that the kids would be all about. Then there's things that the adults will get that the kids maybe won't. Did you get a chance to see it last night or the night before? Or are you going? If you haven't purchased tickets, do it, do it, do it. It is so, so good. And unlike a lot of the things that you see at the theater, the Fabulous Fox Theater, where you're going and you're seeing a musical and you're expecting singing, there's not singing, there's not dancing. This is a true stage production played out like you're seeing a play. And that is the first thing that I thought was, oh, I'm so used to hearing music at the Fox, right? I am so used to musicals. This is not. So for those of you that are not musical fans, which my friend Michelle is not, I think you would like this. I think you would probably go, and I think you and your son Max would actually enjoy it because it's truly you watching like a movie played out on stage. No dancing, no music, just a straight movie for you on the stage. So there you go. I promised to give you my review of The Life of Pi, and that is it. I think it was absolutely fantastic. Debbie said, I can't wait to see Soul on Fire. Our neighbor has a small role as a bartender. Okay, that's a very cool thing. I was mentioning that I can't wait to see all the Easter eggs, right? All the surprises in how many people we may recognize that are from our St. Louis area. I'm a fan. My favorite is Ocean's 11. Okay, Linda. Miss Becky would much rather read a book than watch a movie. She said most books are better than the movies. Yep, a lot of people feel the same way. So, Richard, I'm going to ask you, for you and Becky, will you go see the movie Soul on Fire? Do you want to go see The Life of Pi? Did you read anything about Soul on Fire prior to going? For those of you that are going to see the movie tonight, I already read the book. And now I'm going to go see. I don't often do that. I just go and see the movie. And then if I happen upon the book, great. But most people say they like the books better and that the adaptation played out on stage or on the big screen is not what they were expecting. I mean, they do obviously the best that they can, but tell me what you think about that. I like it. Like I said, I like to know more about my audience. Okay, we've got some really amazing things coming up for you Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and into November. So let's talk about some of those. When we come back, I'm going to take a quick break for you. And then we're going to get into our second half hour, which is, where are you today? Are you feeling down in the dumps? Rose said she needs some inspiration. I'm going to talk about facing fears and igniting passions and how do we go about that. Stay tuned.
When you want to feel good, you work out at Crunch. You don't go here because here feels bad. But here we help you feel good, feel strong, feel rejuvenated.
Join Crunch Fitness today.
And by the way, it's a new month, so we will be giving away a 1-year membership to one of you lucky viewers, or maybe one of your lucky family members or friends. If you've already won, make sure that they register for this. We have given away, 4 memberships now. And Julie Fabian, you're on. Have you had a chance to go yet? Let's see. Jennifer Bonacorsi was one of our winners. Cindra Smith was one of our winners. Michael T. Gray. Those are the 4 that have won so far. I do have a running list of people who are interested in being in the drawing. If you have not told me, hey, Monica, I want to be in the drawing for the Crunch Fitness giveaway, then be sure to send me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com, or right now drop in the comments, I want to be in the drawing. It's that simple, because a lot of people are like, what do I need to do? Simply just say, I want to be in the Crunch Fitness drawing. By the way, congratulations to Crunch, because they have a brand new location opening. They already already have Florissant, then Baldwin, then St. Peter's, and I'm being told that Fenton is on deck next. And so many more to come. In fact, I think there's like 10 to 12 that will be open before they leave our immediate area. I personally don't read anything for fun. I only read to learn things, Richard said. Okay, so if you're just tuning in, again, welcome into the show. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And let me thank our sponsors. We haven't had a chance to do that just yet. Legacy Physical Therapy. Did you see Dr. Brooke Kalisiak yesterday? Phenomenal show. Also, JG Optimal Wellness and Jenny Gabriel will be back on with us this coming Monday. Watch for that. Spas and more. Angie Hess was on with us with some updates with our Wellness Wednesday yesterday. GradeWorks LLC. We've got Mike Vernacci that he's going to come to the house. Jim wants to know if he can give us a bid to blacktop and change up our driveway. We've got a long driveway, so that'd be a great job for him. We thought about that because our neighbors just had theirs done, and I wish I would have known they were going to do it because I know that Mike has been out in his truck. I know he does maybe some outsourced contracting, etc., with the work that he does with excavating and grading. All the things that we mention, don't do it yourself. Again, allow those that support this show. You want this show to be around? We've got to support those that support us. Crunch Fitness, which again, we've been talking about. Just Pools. Thank you so much for being a part of us. Slyman Brothers Appliances, which will be in the kitchen tomorrow, debuting the new set. Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa will be back with next Thursday. Defiance Ridge Vineyards will be back with next Wednesday. And we will be featuring Dot Fleshman with Coldwell Banker Gundecker. She is with us on our Friendship Friday tomorrow. Speaking of Yuppie Puppies, I'm understanding that there are 100 tickets left. All right, we need you to, if you've already purchased your tickets, we need you to tell others, but be a part of their world. It's the Yuppie Puppy Gala at Whitmore Country Club, November 8th. You can scan that QR code for tickets. Again, we are so excited to be emceeing and auctioneering. The entertainment is from Friction Drive. Tickets are on sale. There is the QR code, or there is the link, the Cheddar Up link. I'll also have Gabriel drop that in for you so that you can just go straight to it and purchase your tickets. The babies want you to be there for them. I mean, come on. How can you say no to that? Again, I want this to be a sellout. It was such a blast last year. Steve Ewing did the entertainment last year. It was wonderful. Great live auction items, wonderful silent auction items. A few of the doggies will be there. I mean, come on, dogs, dancing, great items for you. Or I love to be thinking about, the holidays right around the corner. So this is what I do when I go to silent or live auctions. It's always thinking of, hey, we're going to be buying stuff for the holidays anyway. Why don't we think about putting the list together before you come on November 8th? Think about the people you need to buy for. And then if those things are there, that's a win-win because you're getting the things that you already would buy. But instead of buying from the big box store or have an Amazon run to your house, you can support the babies. I do want to say that we have a reschedule, and I'm hoping it's going to be in the early part of 2026. But for those of you that thought we were going to be at the Wine Cafe at the end of the month, if you didn't hear, I mentioned yesterday, or actually a couple days ago, that is postponed. We'll let you know when that does get rescheduled. So that one might not be happening, but what is happening tomorrow, we've got 3 big shows on tap for you. Okay, so you ready for this? At 7 a.m., as I mentioned, Dot Fleshman will be on with us. We'll talk some real estate. We'll be updating from Little Friendship Friday like we always do. We then have our Foodie Friday. And this is really cool. For those of you that said you like books, St. Louis's Food Story. This is Matt Sorrell, who is a longtime food writer. Sauce Magazine. He's had some national publications as well. This is not a best of. This is rediscover. This is first time ever maybe learning about. This is getting out into areas that maybe you don't get out into, learning other cultures, different types of food, etc. Matt's St. Louis Food Story. Bars, restaurants, shops, other purveyors. So he talks about some really great grocery stores that we have in our area. And again, if you're a chef or a bartender, where's the best places to go for the tools that you need? So he's going to join us. He is not only a food writer, but he also bartends at at Bistro La Florissant. And with him is Chef Nick. Nick is going to be cooking in the kitchen with us. We're going to be making gnocchi. I've never made that before. Gnocchi with a little squash as we get into the fall weather. This is a perfect fall dish. And the really cool thing is, we are officially debuting the kitchen that they had built for us so that we can do these Foodie Fridays. We're going to debut it officially tomorrow morning. So 2 shows on tap in the morning, and then at 12 o'clock, we will be here, our Mobile Monica live from Conjetta Designs. And you can find out more about Conjetta, by the way. They are veteran owned, Black owned, female owned, and run. So yes, she's very big into the design and fashion world. But the thing that I think is cool that she's doing for us, and she can do for each and every one of you that are looking to level up your brand, they do so much from a merchandise standpoint. So I have been listening to all of you that have said, I want some new coffee mugs, Monica. I want some new journals. I want some new merchandise that I can wear. I want stuff for my husbands or my boys or my dad. Polos, right? Golf polos. What else would you like? Because we are officially putting all the merchandise together. We're going to roll some of it out for the fall into the winter. We have our 750th show celebration, by the way, coming up between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I'm hoping to have some of that. Well, I know we're going to be able to make that happen. We'll have some of the merchandise rolled out for the 750th celebration. So I'm asking you right now, because you're going to play a big role in this. Where would you like to get together with all of your Monica's Maniacs? That's what you guys call yourselves. Where would you like to celebrate 750 shows? We celebrated 500 the entire week back in February. We did 5 shows of the 500th celebration. Now we're going to be celebrating 750 shows. Where would you like that to be? Let me know. Okay, so that's Friday. Saturday, am I going to get a chance to see you? I hope so. Defiance Ridge Vineyards, our Mobile Monica, will be live. We're going to go on right about 11, maybe a little bit after 11 a.m. They're located at 2711 South Missouri 94 in Defiance. You saw earlier, it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous day. There really, if you didn't see, look at Saturday is going to be 78 degrees. Gorgeous. That is true fall-like winery weather. So what are you doing this weekend? Come on by, even if it's just for a little bit. You know, we can toast together, whether you like wine, whether you like beer, whether you want a cocktail or a mocktail. It's going to be a blast. And as I mentioned, if you've ever wanted to really know more about me as a little girl, there's going to be about 30 to 40 of my past classmates from my grade school days. Those were the truest of true friends from Sacred Heart, the graduating class in 8th grade of 1985. I can't wait to see all of them. So they're going to be there, and I hope the whole place is just packed, listening to Trixie Delight starting at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to be a big time. 11 a.m. is when they open their doors. And then Sunday, if you can't come to any of that, come on over to Trattoria Giuseppe at 5542 Old Highway 21 in Antonia, because that's going to be the big fundraiser. Let's support Giuseppe and Grace. We love them so much. They've done so much for the community, celebrating 19 years in business with some of the best Italian food you will ever try. Trust me on this. Jim and I are at this restaurant regularly. And on that day, we're going to be serving you from 12 to 5. It is an all-you-can-eat buffet, $30 tickets. Incredible. Tons of different pastas. He's going to have some incredible meatballs. He's got pork tenderloin that he regularly has. I think he normally has some ham. Great salad. They've got desserts there. Your like iced tea, sodas, water is included, but they also have some wine tastings that they'll do. And not all, but a huge portion of the proceeds go to Responder Rescue. And if you don't know about Responder Rescue, I can have Gabriel drop in for you. Responder Rescue. I love this organization because as the wife of this wonderful, handsome gentleman, the lieutenant with the St. Louis County Police, and we are very big on the fact that they step in not only when there is a hero killed in the line of duty, like Backstoppers does, they do that, and when they are injured and can't return. And that's something that I think is huge. So when people ask me, who should I give to in support of your husband and other heroes, it's Responder Rescue. And because we back our blue. We love you. Love you, honey. So as you can imagine, it's going to be a very busy weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So again, Friday's at noon, Saturday, 11, or just a little after 11, we'll go on for you. So if you can't be there in person, be sure to watch the broadcast. And then on Sunday, we will not be broadcasting, but we'll be there for you from noon to 5. All right, let me go back to some comments. We'll take a break, and then we're going to get into how do we ignite your passion and face your fears. And I got this last night, by the way, from a guy who said that he was afraid of heights, and I'll let you know how that played out. I was out out of town and now I've been sick. I'm hoping to next week. All right, Julie, congratulations again. Julie was one of the winners. Good morning to you, Karen. Hope you're having a great day. Julie says, we haven't bought our tickets yet. All right, we'll do so. Monica, you'll see my friends tonight at the movie. They're all going. Where are they going? What location? I'm going to Chesterfield, by the way. Good morning, Babs. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Richard, it's birthday weekend for me, and we are celebrating at the Silo Saturday for Silo Fest. All right. Well, happy birthday, Richard. We love you. We love this entire community. Okay. Let me bounce around. Good morning to Jeannie Kempf. Jeannie was on Instagram and unfortunately said she was on her way out. Miranda. Hey, Miranda. Miranda. Oh, she may have just signed off. Miranda said 750. Woohoo. Miranda, by the way, was one of my interns and she is at Mizzou. So she's probably in Columbia right now watching us before she had to head off to class. Miranda, I'm so sorry I missed your comment, but yes, 750 shows. Isn't that amazing? You all made that happen. Okay, Rose, going to Westminster College in Fulton this weekend for my adoptive daughter's birthday. We're visiting the penitentiary in Jeff City for a tour. That's what she wants to do for her birthday. Wow. They say the place is haunted. I have never been, Rose, but I tell you right now, what a great time to go because it's haunting style weather, right? My husband is a huge fan of scary movies. What about all of you? And I am looking forward to decorating the set. Do you all enjoy when we do that, by the way? Let me ask that because there's a lot of work that we put into decorations for fall or for, whether it be Halloween or Thanksgiving coming up or Christmas, or we can do it for, going into Valentine's Day, etc. Do you want to see that? Do you like to see the set transform into whatever holiday or the season? Let me know because that was the plan. We were going to get ready for Halloween. I don't like decorating too early, but it feels right now as we next week, you're getting a little bit closer to Halloween. I was going to do fall, but my idea was let's start first with Halloween and then let's transition into fall. Okay. Are you ready to ignite your fears? Are you ready to get your soul on fire? Are you ready to face your fears? Well, I've got some ideas for you, but I want all of you because I like to be interactive. I want you to tell me as we go to break, what are your fears? Okay, you can say, I'm afraid of heights. I'm afraid of spiders. I'm afraid of the dark. Like, when you were a kid. What is it? Are you afraid of dying? What are you afraid of? Okay, so just start dropping in comments for me just very quickly. You love the decorations, Julie. Thank you. Okay, we'll do it. Real quick, just maybe one word or a little phrase here for me. Drop in. What are you afraid of? Okay, we're going to try to say, here's how you can break those fears. And then also, how do we ignite our passion? That's all coming up.
Thankful to Monica for having me on the show here today. I just love having the opportunity to try and help other people. There are a lot of people in my life that were there for me in my time of need, and that was important for me today to talk to Monica about that. You can get low and then work yourself back up to where you want to be, and people around you can help you do that. Surround yourself with the right people. That's what Monica tries to do here with this show. In fact, I know that's what she wants to do, is she wants people that are like-minded to help each other, to point each other in the right direction, to lift each other up, not put each other down. It was amazing for me to sit in here and talk with Monica, and hopefully it helps somebody along the way. I know that every show that she puts on is fantastic. It's worth your while to be tuning in every single day. Don't worry about some of the negativity around the world, whether it's on TV and this, that, the other. Tune in here to Monica and let her tell her story as well as her guests tell their story. There's always something that you can get from somebody else. And if you pick up just one little thing that helps you, that makes this a success. And that is why I'm here with Monica today.
Thank you so much, Jamie Rivers. And thank you to Zach Kimball for putting that promo together. We love when we have our guest in studio and then afterwards they do their testimonial about what they loved about their experience and why they think you and others should watch the show. Speaking of the Blues, by the way, if you didn't hear, the current Blues are officially opening up the season tonight at the Enterprise Center against the Minnesota Wild. All right, we went into the break and we asked, what are you afraid of? Okay, so let's go to your comments. Terrified of snakes, Karen says. All right. I have a very big fear of heights. Oh, Gabriel, I did not know that about you. Rose, I'm afraid of not pleasing people. Oh, this is really a good one. I'm a people pleaser. I hate letting people down. But then again, I fear mice and rats. Yuck. Let's see. That too, big time. Heights. Okay, well, that's where it came from. This idea of what are you afraid of? And keep dropping comments in either now or when you watch this later. When you are watching later and we don't get a chance to interact together, just hashtag replay for me and then say, hey, Monica, I'm answering this question. Here's what I'm afraid of. Because again, I do like to get to know my audience. So from a fear standpoint, I think that's a good one, Rose, right? I'm a people pleaser as well. Not as bad as I used to be, but yeah, I can understand that you're so afraid of letting people down. But the heights one is big. Spiders, I hear a lot. I'm not a fan of snakes at all. They freak me out. I don't understand them. So I would say that I have a fear of snakes. Spiders, not so much unless they're huge tarantulas. Heights, not at all. So this is what started the discussion. So I was at the Life of Pi last night. Guy is sitting next to me, writes for the Ledoux magazine. And he said, Monica, that girl right now is freaking me out. So we were up in the mezzanine area. Great view, by the way. I normally sit in the orchestra, but we were up in the mezzanine. So you had a really amazing view of everything going on. You could see all the animals playing out and everything, the water and the boat. But this usher, she sat backwards on the ledge. And I mean, to me, it was like, I don't know, probably about that big. It wasn't like it was this big, but he's like, it's freaking me out that she's sitting there. And I was like, really? I said, I would dance on that. And he goes, what? He's like, I believe you would, and I believe I would watch you. So my husband said, yeah, I wouldn't do that either. Are you afraid of just a little bit of height? Or for those of you that are afraid of heights, is it no matter what? Is it like just being 5 feet off the ground? Or does it matter? Does you have to be like up on top of a building? I was asking them, I'm like, look, I've jumped out of an airplane. I have bungee jumped in New Zealand off of a bridge, which was fascinating to me. I would love to bungee jump again and keep doing it. My mom actually talked about wanting to do it when she turned 80. Now she's 87. I'm still teasing her that she hasn't done it. Barb Babs says, I'm afraid of being afraid. Okay, how many of you are afraid of dying? Let me ask you that. Are you afraid of dying, or are you at peace in life that you have lived so much? And that's what we're going to get into next about igniting passion. If you are living to the highest level that you possibly can, then you're fulfilled. I've lived 10 times over the life that many people expected me to, because if you know my story, most people thought I was supposed to have been dead at the age of 19. Think about that. I've lived 30-ish years beyond when I was supposed to die. So for me, I'm at peace. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm going to hit this wood here. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm hoping, like Dolly Parton said, that God's not done with me. But if he was, I would thank him for giving me these 30 additional years of my life, because I have been on fire ever since I knew that he chose me to stick around and to tell his word, which we're going to do here in about 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes. We will do his devotional. A new one, by the way. Thank you to Michelle. I don't think Michelle's on right now. Too blessed to be stressed. Michelle dropped this one off for me. 3-minute devotions. It says for women, but I'm going to give it to men and women. Rose says, Gabriel, I'm so afraid of heights that I had to go into a see-through elevator and had to turn around to face the door. People laughed at me. Well, they shouldn't have laughed, because there's a lot of fears out there. They should have been there for you. Okay, Gabriel says, for me, it's pretty much any height. I used to not be able to get into the high part of a playground swing. I did not know that. Not afraid of dying if you had God standing next to you, right? That's another thing that plays out in the Life of Pi, where the young boy is asking the guy who is pretty much interrogating him. Obviously, you know, there's this cargo shipwreck, spoiler alert. And so from an insurance standpoint, he's interviewing the sole survivor. And in that, he is asked, you know, do you believe in God? And he's like, all right, fine. No, I don't. He's an atheist. right? And so it throughout this whole thing, he's trying to say, by the time I'm done talking to you about what happened on that ship and it being the sole survivor, I'm going to tell you, you will believe in God. So I thought it was really beautiful. And obviously, being very faith-based, I love the fact that that was a part of the show playing out. Speaking of faith-based, did you all see this? I don't know if any of you have noticed this. This was my anniversary gift. This was made by my husband. He designed this with the help of Mike George at MS Jewelers. I'm not sure if I can get you close enough. Do you see it? So there are 4 red ruby stones at the top, obviously, and the bottom, and then on the sides of the cross. He designed that. He's like, Monica, I just love how on fire you are. Faith, even more so than I've probably ever been in my life. And so when he was thinking about what he wanted to give me for our anniversary, he's like, I went into a completely different direction than I've ever gone before. So I love you. I love this. And so you will regularly see this. And MSG, by the way, if you're looking for something very unique, it's where he designed my wedding ring. If you've never seen that, Jim designed that along with Mike George. Some really beautiful etching, besides the diamonds, but he did a lot of diamond cuts on the side. They do incredible work. So again, not a sponsor of the show. I'd love to have them as part of the show, but they are incredible. And I think it's really cool because Jim's father used to buy jewelry for his mother there. And then Jim continued that. Jim goes to the same jeweler his dad went to, and Jim goes to the same florist to buy flowers for me that his dad went to. The florist, by the way, is in the city. And yeah, we know we've talked about trying to get some of these people on the show. So we'll have to do that. We're working from behind the scenes. You saw that? Okay. Thank you, Gabriel. Let's see. Way to go, Jim. Yep. I was always afraid of escalators. Beautiful necklace. He is talented. Rose says, don't quit your day job. I don't understand what that means. What are you talking about? What does that mean, Rose? I don't get it. Okay. Let me go to what I wanted to talk to you about today, which is, how do you ignite your passion? Okay. So first, number 1, live the feeling that you are worthy of happiness and deserving of success. Let me ask you that as we do this in our final 10 minutes. This is what I want you. All right. We're going to power you up because Rose was saying that she needed a little help and some guidance. Rose, you still got to give me context to that one. I don't understand what don't quit your day job means. Do you feel that you are worthy of happiness and deserving of success? What's the root cause preventing many people from enjoying a passionate life? That they don't feel they're worthy. We talk about knowing your value. They dismiss their well-being and their needs because they feel unworthy and undeserving, and they're often overwhelmed. And that attitude breeds and slowly will deteriorate your chances of experiencing more happiness. It will block you from reaching your big goal, right? Set those goals for yourself. The importance of setting aside time for self-care, invaluable. I talked about self-care, and I'll be dropping in a lot more from my Cabo trip, by the way. Self-care was number 1 for me and Jim. Relaxing at the resort. Self-care number 1 for myself. Getting a massage, getting another massage, getting a facial, just meditating, working out every day, being with each other, really spending time together. Time management, by the way, and self-care. Those are the foundations for a prolonged success. So you might want to grab a pen. You might want to grab your journal and write some of this down to help you ignite if you feel like you're going in the wrong direction. There are many online courses, by the way, to assist you in learning to refocus negativity to promote growth. Again, take note of the feeling of passion associated with this enrichment and relive it often. So again, live the feeling that you are worthy of happiness and deserving of success. That's number 1. And then answer this passion question. Okay. If you could rub Aladdin's lamp, what would you ask for? All right. There's a question for you. What would you ask for? Successful people ask themselves, what would I do if I knew I could not fail? What would you choose if you could have anything or be anything or do anything in life? What would you succeed at if you knew you could not fail? Contemplate those answers. And again, this is more when I do journaling and we do workshops with people, that you would fill in the blanks of these. Contemplate those answers. Begin taking action, though, to realize your aspirations. Keep a guided journal. You know, I'm really big into journaling of your experiences. Even if it's your first time trying it, your worst mistakes can become the most significant lessons. And those lessons will then guide you toward your biggest wins. Remember, Nothing's more invigorating, folks, than doing what you enjoy. And if you are not doing what you enjoy, start thinking about new hobbies. You might even think about changing jobs. Calvin Coolidge actually say a picture is an intermediate something between a thought and a thing. A picture is an intermediate something between a thought and a thing. Think about that. And then use mental imagery. I'm very big on visualization. And so when we do cultivating a vision workshops, which we've got to get back on the books, it's all about, do you do vision boards? Do you meditate? Do you write down in your journal? Visualize achievement. A great achiever will testify that she habitually saw her goal in her mind's eye before accomplishing it. Let the images between your ears ignite that passion. You can do it by programming your brain with visual imagery. Create a picture in your mind of you achieving that goal. Literally see yourself doing it. Be specific though. What does it look like? Who's there around you? Who's cheering you on the sidelines? Who's right there with you in the trenches? What are you wearing? Like literally go there. Look at the colors. Think about what are you like? Is there a smell that you have of a fragrance you have on? How does your hair look? What does your jewelry look like? Don't be afraid to create a personalized visual workbook of sorts and then use that to set a major goal for yourself. You know, we do this in business to create job descriptions, right? Why not do it to set small goals? Take that win, level up to the next. You know, you can run your visual image before you retire at night, upon waking, or whenever. The more you visualize, the more energy you will have to make it come true. Are these things helping you? Rose and everybody else? Ignore people, by the way, who say it's impossible. How many people have squashed your dreams and put you in a corner and said, it's not happening? Successful people don't let others rain on our parade. You know, think about the Wright brothers. They dreamed of flying like a bird. Others thought it was impossible. Columbus was going to sail off the end of the earth. We got Columbus Day coming up, right? After all, the notion of flying into outer space used to be science fiction, folks. The world is full of people who discourage others because they're jealous. They know that you're going to succeed. When someone tells you what you are doing is impossible, use it to ignite your passion and prove them wrong, right? I have, for the last 3 years, Michelle and I have been putting "let them watch" as our hashtag. And then Mel Robbins started doing "let them," right? She's got a whole book and a whole podcast about it. We started that before her. Let them watch. She does let them many things, right? Let them watch you succeed. Select the right partner though. And that could be your friend. It could be, you know, a significant other. Surround yourself with the most significant contributors to your success, but celebrate their success as well. All sorts of chaos and challenges arise when we develop relationships with people we should not have gotten involved with in the first place. Choosing the right partner, the right best friend, is one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. Seek out someone that doesn't stand between you and your goals, but rather a person who supports you and reinforces your weaknesses. It's a good idea to share your personal life and business career with people with similar goals and similar values. You can develop a list of qualities that you'd like to see in that partner. Then it would help if you committed to doing your part to cultivate that relationship. And keep track of your personalized data. Are you yourself holding up your end of the partnership? Because it goes both ways, right? Both of you. People talk about 50-50. It's 100%. Give 100% and ask for 100% back in return. Neil Armstrong said that's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Let's leap, folks. Are you ready to leap? Break away from the fears. Keep your eye on the prize, by the way. The fact is, a rocket that makes it to the moon has to have a particular coordinated destination. We'll base your decisions and your actions on how they relate to the big picture. How to restore passion for your life. Don't step over $1 to pick up a dime. To get a perspective on this, ask yourself this question the next time you need to make a decision. In regards to igniting your passion, how will this decision affect my life 1, 5, 10, 20 years from now? Set your goals and make them happen. And then remove negative people from your life. This is the biggest thing for me. My life has changed, just tenfold since I started removing people from my life, or they remove themselves. And that was the greatest gift. Negative people suck the life right out of you, right? They deplete the passionate energy that you could use to take action on your goals. Business, partnerships will dissolve. It's a fact, folks. Spend little or no time with these people unless you're willing to go down like the Titanic. There are plenty of passionate people with whom you can have happy relationships. Passionate energy will tend to purge the negative people, so don't get hung up on the losses. Admiring the community of people and leaders you have collected is the foundation of your success. And lastly, folks, I want you to focus on your strengths. You can focus on your weakness and that will dissipate your energy. Each of us is born with a distinctive ability, whether you believe it or not. What's yours? Think about that. So as you journal, what is your distinctive ability? What's your purpose? What's your why? I ask that a lot. Spend the majority of your time doing what brings you your joy. The best leaders find partners that can not only identify their skills, but can see the strengths and the weaknesses of others. Delegate or outsource the things that give you less satisfaction. Find a partner that excels in those areas whenever possible. That will enable you more time to do what gives you the most pleasure. The action seems effortless when you engage in your strengths. Your performance is energizing and exhilarating, and the people around you will be passionate about what they do best as well. You're capable of achieving whatever you want, but you must involve yourself. And today is the day to do so. Whether you need to become a better communicator, a better public speaker, or ignite that fire and find the passion for meeting your goals, it's the perfect time to ignite, and it's the perfect time to start right here, right now. Use these simple habits that I just ran through for you to brand a measurable difference in your passion echelon. And if you need someone to constantly reignite your passion, then tune into the show day in and day out. 7:00 in the morning, we bring you just this. All right, let's see. Let's go back here. Stephanie, I was afraid of escalators always. Beautiful necklace. He is talented. Thank you. Okay. I didn't see your joke. Thank you, Gabriel, for making me laugh today. I liked him the minute I met him at Tea Spout. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? Yes. Please send the bill for this counseling visit. It's awesome, Monica. We love you. Here you go. Here's your bill. Thanks, Monica. You made me think positive today. You're welcome. And Gabriel, let's see. I love asking doors questions. I hope they don't feel like I'm interrogating them. Oh, okay. So you're saying not to quit his day job? I don't know. Anyway, you all confused me there. Okay, let's get too blessed to be stressed. We'll wrap up and I'll remind you where we're going to be for the weekend. Michelle, thank you again for this. She said to add to your library of faith. I love you dearly, forever and always. Michelle, 3-minute devotions for women. Well, you can make it 3 minutes, but this is going to be quick. So what the idea is for this particular one is that minute 1 is a scripture to meditate on. And so you read the scripture and then you meditate for a minute. Minute 2 is a short devotional reading. And then minute 3 is a prayer to jumpstart a conversation with God. Again, they're very short, but it's the time that you're supposed to take with each action step. So I'm going to start with Papa God. Okay, so the scripture is, to all who did receive him, to those who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God. That's John 1, verses 12 through 13. So what you would do is think about that. And for the next minute, you would meditate on that. That's how you take up the 3 minutes. The next part, this part will take a minute for me to read. I'm often asked why I refer to God as Papa God. The reason is simple, because he is my Papa, your Papa. When we make the decision to believe in him, to receive the unconditional love demonstrated by the sacrifice of his only son, Jesus, in our place, we're adopted into Papa's family. We become his beloved, his adored, his cherished daughters, sons. Hey, we might not think we're much, but he thinks we're to die for. The intimate term in the Bible for God the Father is the word Abba. The name Jesus referred to him by and offered to share with us as Papa's adopted children. You find that in Romans 8, verse 15. Children specifically chosen, handpicked, wanted. The message translates Abba as Papa. I totally love that, right? It's warm, it's protective, delightfully cuddly. What name could more richly express our close relationship with our heavenly daddy? You call him Papa? Papa. I've never called him Papa, but I like that. Okay, so that was a minute. And then the last one, as I said, you do the scripture and you meditate. You read that devotional. That takes about a minute. And then there's a prayer to jumpstart a conversation with God. And then you pray a little bit longer to make up your 3 minutes. Dear Papa God, you are my heavenly daddy, a good and gracious Papa. Thank you for wanting me and loving me enough to die for me. Amen. All right. Well, that's the first of these devotionals. Too blessed to be stressed. If you'd like to get this, it's from Deborah Cody. Michelle, thank you. Love you, darling. Thank you very much for that devotional. Okay, we're in the wrap up of the show. And I know a lot of you sign in late. So if you want to know where we're going to be around this weekend, out and about, or all as my Canadian friends say, out and about, we are going to be tomorrow. And this will be a broadcast you get a chance to watch. at noon, Conjetta Designs. We had Connie Bourgeois in studio already, found out more about her and why she started this. Now from 12 to 1 tomorrow afternoon, Gabriel, Zach, and myself will be at Conjetta. Please tune in if you can live. If not, watch it on the stream later, because now we'll get a chance to show the gorgeous clothes there that she's designed, the gorgeous brands that she carries, and what she can design for you. That's at noon tomorrow. Then this one I really want you to come out for. Please, I'd love to see you. Stop on by right about 11 o'clock or about a little after. We'll probably go on about 11:15 or so. Defiance Ridge Vineyards. This is for you to watch and be in person. There's a ton of my friends from grade school that will be there. It's going to be a gorgeous day. A lot of you like to go to wineries in October. It's going to be just absolutely beautiful in the upper 70s. Sitting outside, they can have about 700 to 800 people that could be there inside and outside. There's a beautiful wedding that's going to take place that morning, and then we're going to set up right after that, located at 2711 South Missouri 94 in Defiance. So there's 2 extra broadcasts that you're going to have. And then in person at Trattoria Giuseppe, noon to 5, Jim and myself and other volunteers will be serving you some of the most fabulous Italian food you've ever had. 5542 Old Highway 21 in Antonio. It is the big responder rescue benefit that he does every year. So yes, although he said on the show, although it says it's going to go till 5, if there's people there that they want more food, there's people that are just showing up at 5 o'clock, he will, of course, serve them, and we will as well. So reservations are asked just simply so that they know that they have enough food. That does not mean that he will turn away, though, any walk-ins. So some people have already made their reservations. Others are just going to say, hey, I think Monica was talking about some good Italian food. Where is that? So there's where all of the shows will be this weekend and where we will be with the Real Monica Adams team. We would love to see you tomorrow. Excited to see Dot Fleshman and catch up with her on how things are going in the real estate world and a little friendship talk. And then the Foodie Friday. If you've never made gnocchi before, gnocchi is the dish on tap as we debut our Slyman Brothers Kitchen at Adventure Unknown. I'm so excited for you to finally see that. So a lot on tap for you. It's going to be a busy one for us. I hope that you get out and about and enjoy the gorgeous weather. Then Jenny Gabriel is our guest coming up next Monday, so be sure to watch that as well. At home, Gabriel Bell has been your moderator. I have been your host. I thank you so much. And remember, the greatest thing you can do today is find somebody new that you don't know, get out of your own way, show them kindness, and even to your family and friends and to yourself, right? Self-care is number 1. God bless you all. Be kind. Love you, and I'll see you soon.